You know, they say you are what you eat, but also you're how you move. Here to help us get moving, we have Gardner, the structural therapist, restorative exercise specialist, and you're going to bust some myths for us first, because there's a lot of myths that circulate out there about health and movement, so take it away.
Absolutely. I would like to introduce my high school teacher, Mr. Ward, first, to express a point. He had the awesome task of teaching high school seniors, and he had them beat at their own game. What he would do is he'd be sitting with his arms crossed and his legs up on the table and looking out the window. The kids come in, they're kind of miffed at a teacher that's more of a slacker than they are. But he had these zingers, and one of these zingers that he used to say was, "You must be careful of what you pretend to be. You just might become it."
Huh.
You just might become it. And that's exactly my point.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, you are how you move.
And in that same way, he was how he moved, and I think we need to teach kids that. So you have tips. Your first tip is to sit differently, and this can actually have a big impact.
Absolutely. It has a huge impact. First, I have to bust these two myths to describe why this is good. First of all, we're taught that our heart pumps blood throughout the body to our cells to give it oxygen. Well, actually, the heart brings the blood to the arteries, and at that point, it's our muscles' job to bring the blood out into the capillaries, where in the capillaries, the actual exchange of oxygen can happen. And so moving is hugely important to get oxygen to our cells.
And if you're sitting around all day, you're impeding the ability of that oxygen and that blood to circulate in your body, and that's probably why people have circulation problems and so many more health defects. So how do we sit differently then?
So if you have to sit, you sit differently. You switch your position. You can try one of these, but don't stay here forever. Try the other leg.
So actively sit, in a way.
Actively sit. Sit on the floor. I mean, if you can sit on the floor, I mean, using pillows, of course, but if you can actually, I don't know if you can catch me here, but
yeah, why not?
if you can actually sit on the floor, you know, a lot of people pay good money to do this at yoga, but you can do this at home while watching your show, for a little bit of the show at least. Use pillows, of course. It doesn't have to be uncomfortable.
So we're going to sit in all different sorts of ways. We're also going to stand differently, and for me, we were talking about this before we went live. I've been trying to stand at my desk for calls and for emails. Is that good or bad? Because that's catching on at a lot of places.
Right. Well, so you're still not moving if you're standing all day.
That's true.
Right.
Is it better than sitting?
Well, the thing is our major problem is repetitive geometry. So you are how you move. You know, careful of what you pretend to be. If you repeat something over and over and over again, you become that shape. So you need to change your shape, and you also need to move to get that oxygen to your cells. So if you're at a standing desk, you know, some things you might want to do are, you know, just get a rolled up towel or something. I'm just pretending this is that, and you put the ball of your foot on there, do some calf stretches while you're at your standing desk.
So standing might not be enough. We might need to tweak the way that we stand and move while we're standing.
Make it a dynamic workstation.
There we go. Great point. Yeah. Next one, take your talks for walks. What do you mean by that?
Oh, this is an awesome idea. So take all those phone calls that you have to make and go for a walk outside. You're making a phone call and you're walking at the same time. You're getting both done.
Great idea, great idea. Also look outside the box. When you say that, what do you mean?
Well, we're looking in our iPhones. So we have this repetitive geometry we're doing all day long.
That's true.
We're in our phones. We're driving to work. We're at the computer. You know, it's all the same position. So, and the thing is the eyes are also moving in the same position because we're always looking into screens. So when you go for a walk, and by the way, walking is the single best thing you can do for yourself.
Yeah, you don't have to lift weights like a crazy person. Just move.
Exactly. When you go for your walk, try to take it outside and look as far as you can see, or notice your peripheral vision. You know, exercise your eyes too.
And it also, in a way, it exercises your neck too, because so many people, and I think this is going to be a big issue,
Absolutely.
when we're doing this all the time,
oh my God,
we're straining our necks, and we don't want to do that.
I see that all the time as a structural therapist. So yeah.
So these are little things that we can do. And then structural therapy, what is that? Just it's a buzzword. A lot of people don't know what it means.
Yeah, so it's a method. So basically, it could be as simple as tuning up an athlete to perform better, or I can address serious musculoskeletal disorders and biomechanical problems. It can be, in the summary, it's a body work that helps realign you. So.
And I think if we can take away anything from this, it's move. It's change the way you sit, change the way you stand, and those sedentary behaviors, find ways to make them non-sedentary.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for stopping by today.
It's good to be here.
Pleasure having you here. And coming up on the show today,